Assalamualaikum friends. Sorry for being late. This is sometimes technology problem. So we are here finally starting soon, just waiting for the friends to maximum they can maximum come online, then we can start. Okay, let's start, friends. As few of the friends have joined, and I hope other will also join the session. Yes, nowadays, I mean, this is uh, a big challenge to have a quality CV document in hand and to hunt an appropriate job. So before starting the formal session, I would like to know that either you are hearing me properly or not. Just put the mark. Yes, if you are hearing me, then I'll be able to know that yes, you are listening me properly. Then we can proceed with that. Okay, so let's start. Yeah, nowadays, I mean, this is one of the big challenge to have a quality CV to get an appropriate job in the market. For that, you need to produce a quality CV. Here in Pakistan, uh, we are using, I mean, different type of documents like CV, curriculum vitae, then resume, and then the biodata. So CV is basically a Latin word which means story of one's life. And it's not a story of personal one life, but it about the professional story of one's life. Whatever professionally you have done, where in which organization you have worked, you need to mention all these into the CV. However, resume is a French word which means summary of the CV, and it is usually being used in the country like US. The last one is the biodata, which is commonly used in our country, and the biodata is the factual kinds of questions about life and work experiences, and which is usually required by government organizations. So these are three different types of applications, formats of different applications, like which include CV, resume, and the biodata. So particularly today, I'll be discussing about the CV. So the CV, I mean, uh, usually whenever we produce a quality document, then we can say that this will leave as the first impression is the last impression. And CV must be an attractive document. Yeah, this can come in mind that how CV could be an attractive document. I mean, here, I mean, you do not to put the flowers or the flowery language in the document, or just here, attractive document, you need to make it physically attractive, which means that you need to print on quality paper. And content-wise, it should be attractive. And you need to know about the mindset of the HR, what they like in the CV. They usually focus on the TORs and the job description, etc. So, yeah, moving forward, this is an important to know that why do CVs are usually get rejected. We are applying in different organizations on the daily basis. I mean, we are putting many applications having CVs which contains as much information as we think that this is very much relevant this need to be included into the CV, but no, that not should be the case. So the question was, why do CVs get rejected? And the reasons include CVs are being rejected due to irrelevant information. Yes, sometimes career jumps or job hopping, and the poor presentation of your achievements, and the generic profile. I mean, career objective is very much generic, which don't, I mean, attract to the employers. And you did not follow the rules. Yes, this is also one of the reasons that there are the date discrepancies. And 70 to 80%, it is witnessed that 70 to 80% of the data is inaccurate. And this is also true that the CVs are sometimes very lengthy. I mean, whatever the information we had, for example, whatever the job description we received from the employer, we need to put all the JD into the CV. And that's the reason the CVs are becoming very much lengthy. And there's no matching with the job description, which is for which you are applying. And the structure is not correct. This is one of the reasons the CVs are being rejected. Another important reason is the grammatical errors. We don't take care about the grammatical errors. I mean, we're not checking spellings. We're not checking the correct grammatical structure of the sentences of the information which we have incorporated into the CV. And the key achievements are missing. This is one of the reasons the CVs are being rejected. And what you did and what was its outcome, these details are missing. And last not least is the late submission. Always the employer are mentioning about the dates, the last date of submission of the date of the application. So this is one of the reasons. And so if you look at the list of these at 10, I mean, the reasons of getting CVs rejected, if you take preventive measures to get CV rejected, then you can get shortlisted at least. So moving forward, the next is about what do you consider to be the most important information on a CV. CV should be, I mean, a document which represents you. I mean, CV is a document through which you are selling yourself, you are selling your skills, you are selling your achievements. So the document must contain the important information, like work achievement. Over the period of time, you have worked with different employers, different organizations. You need to mention, emphasize on the achievements, for which you need to mention the evidence of those. And those achievements could be qualitative achievements, could be quantitative achievements. You need to mention both. And the evidence of key skills, these are very much important. The key skills, you need to mention at least 3 key skills you need to mention in your CV. Either those skills could be project management skills, could be financial management skills, could be technical skills like some technical softwares. And for example, you are very good at coordination. You are creative. This is one of the skill. You have the conflict management skills. You have a strong communication skills. So these need to be mentioned with evidence. I mean, here you need to quantify these skills, qualify these skills. At least you need to give 2 examples of each skill for which those you are mentioning in your CV. Then the next is about education and the relevant trainings. And the next is language. Languages, for example, there's this requirement of the language, Punjabi speaking. You need to mention the Punjabi. You are very much fluent. Either it is your mother tongue, either you are bilingual. I mean, you know the Punjabi and you're the fluent, and also you know Urdu, another language, or you can mention the Pashto, the Sindhi, the Balochi, etc. In addition to that, you need to mention computer skills. And computer skills, I mean, you are proficient in we people usually write we are proficient in MS Office. I mean, MS Office. It has 5 components. I mean, the Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Access, and we usually forget that's Outlook, MS Outlook. So majority of us, I mean, we don't know the MS Access, and we are mentioning MS Office. So it's very important to mention the computer skills which you are. I mean, you have the knowledge, you know, and you can just mention all those. Otherwise, don't mention those skills which you don't know. Then the next thing which you need to mention in the CV, that's professional profile, either the career objective. It is very much important. You need to mention career objective, which need to be relevant with the job advertised for which you are applying. And the career objective should be, I mean, the SMART objective. You need to make it very crisp, to the point, appropriate, which really attract the employer. Yes, this is the person for which we are looking. And additionally, you need to mention about your interests, your hobbies, and your voluntarily work. This will indicate about your interest and other hobbies in the volunteer work. To know the employer, that's what you are doing in your leisure time, which also reflect about your attitudes. So these are the few important things which need to be mentioned in the CV. So moving forward, I mean, there are top 10 tips for writing a professional CV. Those top 10 tips includes this. I have noticed, and I personally have the experience. We have very much lengthy CVs, and we don't care either. The CVs are of 8 pages, 10 pages, 6 pages, and sometimes we have 4 pages. But this came through the experience and researches that CV should not be more than 2 pages. This is very much important, and the first step. And sometimes for professionals, those have worked for more than 6, 7, 8 organizations, they usually have this question that how it is possible, having worked for 8 to 10 organizations, to summarize all that information within just 2 pages. It's not possible. But trust me, it is possible. Because you are putting very much relevant information, to the point information, specific information that can be possible. And the second tip is present clearly. Whatever you are writing, whatever you're putting information into the CV, that should be clear. I mean, that should contain readability, that ensure whatever you have mentioned in the CV, it is very clear to the employer, to the HR manager, or to the hiring manager, that will help him to know about you. Another tip is simple fonts. Size of fonts should be between 10 to 12. Another thing, in the simplicity of the CV, that quality of paper need to be ensured. Here, people also notice this. The paper quality should be 70 to 90 grams, and it need to be printed while you are sending through courier. I mean, the hard copy, it need to be printed on the laser printer. So this is about the simplicity of the CV, and with this is step number 3. Moving forward, bold the heading with big size. I mean, not that much big. We need to ensure that the limit or the length of the CV should be restricted to maximum 2 pages. So need to bold the headings with the big size. And the next step is bullet the point which make a point. This is very much important. Put the information, whatever you are putting, I mean, that should be in the bullet points. Why? Because that will help you to make a point to the hiring manager, to the HR manager, that, oh, yes, this is the point, which is very much, I mean, make you attractive for the hiring manager. And then the next step is highlight relevant key skills. And this is how you can highlight. Just refer to the job description for which position you are applying. And the next step is stress on the achievements. While you're writing the CV, keep in mind, we usually mention about the job description or the role or the current role which we are, I mean, doing or performing during our current job. So here, I mean, achievement and the job role ratio should be, you need to mention it by the ratio. I mean, 80% should be assignments, achievements, and the 20% should be the job role. If you are technical enough and you're able to do that, I mean, you are good enough to sell your skills. And the next step is about the quantitative examples. I mean, achievements which you're mentioning, those need to be quantified. The numbers, for example, if a person from HR department is applying in any other organization, then he will be mentioning that this much number of interviews he has facilitated, or he has supported such number of hiring managers to conduct interviews to hire right people for the right job. And the next step is about the hobbies and interests. You need to mention. Hobbies could be you are playing different games, you are reading newspapers, you're watching TV dramas, you're watching news, different channels like BBC, like CNN, etc. And some people have interest like go for hiking, go for morning walks. So these sort of things you need to mention. And the next step is about the IT and language skills. So this will help you. You need to mention, I have already spoken about the IT or computer related skills. And language skills, you need to rate the languages which you are mentioning. For example, you're mentioning about the English. You need to rate it English, that how either you are proficient enough, or you have the basic knowledge, or you are good at speaking or listening or writing. You need to mention, you need to grade all the languages which you are mentioning over here. And yes, very important thing, once you are done with the writing of CV, then do not forget to go for a spell check and proofread, but first by yourself. Spell check is very important, because if you are ignoring this one and you're sending your CV with a lot of mistakes, then it will reflect that you haven't put proper attention while you're writing the CV. So this is very important. You need to check the spellings. You need to check the proofread of yourself. And I mean, this is not done. You need, if you have any trusted friend around of you, do share the print with him, that he must go through and do proofreading for you. This will really help you to have a quality document. The next step is, if you are emailing it, I mean, do in it PDF. Why? Because this is very important. I mean, if you are sending it into the Word document, then there could be the chances of having different sort of maybe that information could be copied if it is in Word form, and that can be used for by other applicants. So it is, and sending in PDF. I mean, you're locking it. Nobody can tamper it. So send it in PDF while you are emailing, and always carry extra hard copies while you are going for interview, and do take the same copies with you, which you have sent through email or which you have sent through courier. And sometimes, because interviewers sometimes asking, can you show the CV, copy of CV? Hope you have brought with you. So it's very important to take along with you. And yes, in the last tip is short on words, long on facts, which will help you to make your CV of maximum 2 pages. Do not put, I mean, lengthy sentences. Do not make it much lengthier. Make it similar. Put appropriate words and try to build on the facts. So hope, friends, this must be, I mean, helpful to you all. These 10 tips which I have shared, and so far what the information I have shared. Hope you are I mean, enjoying the information or the session too. Okay. Yes. Can we go for question answers now? If you have any questions, yes, please do write over here. I can respond to your questions. Otherwise, I have a couple of questions with me. Then I can put to you people. Then we'll be having, I mean, interactive information sharing. Yes, please go ahead if you have any questions. So no questions. Seems no questions. Okay, I have a couple of questions. Yes, those need to be considered before sending the CV. Yes, this could be the question that should you need to send a photograph or to include a photograph into your CV. No, this is not necessary. This is not necessary. If it is required, and if the advertisement mentioned in the advertisement, if it is mentioned in the, then you need to include the photograph, otherwise not. And next question could be, do you need to write references? I mean, the name of the references, your professional references? No, there's no need to mention the name of the reference. Just write at the end of the CV that references will be provided upon the request. Then, is there any? Is this important to write the NIC number or CNIC number? No, this is also not, because they haven't asked you put the information of your CNIC. And next is date of birth. No, there's no need to write the date of birth because they haven't asked you. And the next is the passport number. No, there's no need to put the passport number at the CV. And the father name. No, the domicile. No, all these no, because if they ask, then you need to put, otherwise not. Yes, these information are being required when you are applying through the biodata for any government organizations, otherwise not. So these things need to be taken care, and in the last, not least, please do not lie. Whatever the information you are putting into your CV, that should be accurate and based on the facts. So if you're putting, any irrelevant information or you are telling lie, that will really not help you, but you rather will put you in trouble. So these are the tips which I wanted to share with you all. So if you have any questions, kindly do write here in the comments. I can respond those questions. Yes, this is question from Asif Raza that can we change the descriptions as per requirement for job time to time in same organization when applying more than one position? Yes, Asif, you need to tailor your CV. Every time, even you are applying in the same organization, you need to make very much relevant for the position which you are applying. That will help you to get shortlisted. Hope I responded your question. Okay, any other questions, friends? Please, if you have any questions, do let us know. Okay, if we do not have any questions, then what we can do that I will pass on the templates and one of the sample CV to the Waves for Development, and they will, as they can share with you, and I will also request them to share their email with you, as they can you can send your CVs after writing on the new templates, which will be shared with you. Then what we can do that we can review your CVs and send with the comments that either these are appropriate or need to be further refined or make more marketable. So that's all, friends, from my side. And if you don't have any question, then we can close the session. So thank you very much for your time and joining Waves for Development and the session with me. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Allah Hafiz.